case you didn't notice, there is a virus going around that has caused a global pandemic. I am a full-time musician who plays all sorts of live shows for a living. I usually play 3 to 4 concerts a week. However, all my gigs have been canceled indefinitely because of the coronavirus, so I'm performing from my apartment in an attempt to keep my music train moving through the world. Stop in and listen, say hello from a distance, and throw some money in my tip jar on your way out. Hello and welcome to episode 14 of the Fast Heart Mart co-video podcast. I am your host, Fast Heart Mart. If you want to know why I'm called Fast Heart Mart, just look it up. This episode is sponsored by all my patrons on Patreon, all the people who donate through Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App, and all the people who've been buying merchandise over the last 3 months of this global pandemic. Thank you very much. This episode is also brought to you by Centered Ground Therapy in Carlsbad, California. Centered Ground Therapy believes in using radical honesty as part of the mental healing process, as do I, with my music and my musical presentation. If you are sad, it's okay to be sad and express that and turn it into something beautiful. Well, episode 14 is a special episode because I've got my current core band here joining me on this today. Welcome Tom on the bass. Tom, what's your last name, Tom?
Warner.
Tom Warner. Yeah. And over here, I forgot that guy's name too.
Joe Schwab.
Joe Schwab.
Not Joe Schwab.
Joe Schwab he plays the snare drum. You guys put your instruments away already, you guys.
We did.
All right.
We did, yes.
We already played all the songs when we played for you today. But I'm gonna ask these guys some questions. Let me look at my notes here because I like to make this concise. Otherwise, we'll be talking for 3 hours and nobody wants to hear us talk that long. Joe Rogan can do it, but I can't. It's kind of a sad week because Tom Warner here, my bass player and good friend, is leaving to move to Minnesota. Right, Tom?
No, that would be Wisconsin.
Oh, I keep getting that confused. That's a kind of a joke. I wrote a song about Tom leaving, and we're going to do that. But at first I wrote, he's going to Minnesota, and Tom wrote back, hey, man, because I sent him the original, the rough draft, and he's like, hey, man, it's a cool song, except I'm going to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And we recorded that song today for you. We'll be playing that one first. But Tom, tell us, why is it that you're moving from beautiful, perfect, almost perfect San Diego all the way to Wisconsin?
Oh, man. Well,
get right up on it.
I wasn't really, I hadn't really planned on this specifically, but then the pandemic hit and, joblessness and no music going on. And so I decided I'd take a chance and talk to my sister about coming to Wisconsin. She's been living there for quite a long time, so I'm going to go live a little less expensively than in San Diego. And I'm actually really excited to be back in the North Woods and the lakes and streams there, the rivers and stuff. I'm looking forward to some fishing and, so it's just going to be a life change. But hopefully I'll be able to be back, and Martin and I will get a chance to play together, and Joe, of course, and we'll continue down the road. We'll see what happens.
How long have you been here in Southern California, Tom?
37 years, actually. I moved here in the summer of '83. And so it's been about 37 years. I've been here a long time. I've raised a family and had a couple of really good jobs, and, things have been good here. I love San Diego, but I have to be frugal now. Times are changing. So Wisconsin, here I come.
Well, we're going to be missing you, Tom. You've been playing bass with me for at least, 5, 6, 7 years
Probably
almost
5 years.
now? Yeah.
5 years.
And singing, and you've been very reliable, as people in the music business know. I guess most people know, but I'll tell you what, in my experience, finding a bass player that's reliable and good and friendly and easy to work with and can play in time and on time and in tune and can sing that to me is gold. And we actually get along. We ride in small cars together on gigs for long ways away. And so I'm really going to miss you a lot, Tom. Thank you so much.
Likewise, man. It's been a great pleasure playing with you, and it's been one of those experiences that is, you don't get very often. So, I'm grateful to you, and I really appreciate all that you've done to facilitate my being able to play with you.
Well, coronavirus high fiver. Bam.
Thanks, man. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure, man. I hope you come back soon. I will miss you very much. It's going to be hard to fill your shoes, man. I'm not kidding. Not even kidding. We're going to play the song that I wrote for Tom. It is called My Bass Player Packed Up and Left. All my gigs were canceled. Now I'm going into debt. All because of this pandemic. But the worst thing that has happened yet. My bass player packed up and left. He went to Wisconsin. Such a good friend. I really hate to see him leave. It's been so good to me. Oh, the worst thing that has happened yet. My best player packed up and left. But the worst thing that has happened yet. My best player packed up and left. He went to Wisconsin. He's been such a good friend. I really hate to see him leave. It's been so good to me. Oh, the worst thing that has happened yet. My best player packed up and left. But the virus stopped it and we never met. But the worst thing that has happened yet. My bass player is packed up and left. He went to Wisconsin. He's been such a good friend. I really hate to see him leave. It's been so good to me. Oh, the worst thing that has happened yet. My bass player packed up and left. Oh, the worst thing that has happened yet. My bass player packed up and left. Okay, hope you enjoyed that song. That song's pretty brand new, and we just worked it out here today. You guys did great on it. We did another song called I Love You San Diego. This is an older song of mine now, a couple years old now. I've never really formally released it because we've never really gotten the perfect version. Maybe we got it today on Tom's way out. That would be great because I think this is another song that kind of honors Tom. He's been here for a long time. It's a song called I Love You San Diego, and it's about this is the most perfect place that I know of to live on the planet, except for maybe Hawaii, but I don't want to live there because I can't drive my van or my car away from the place. So don't worry, we're going to get to Joe after this next song. We'll start asking Joe some questions too. But let's just go right into this next song. It's called I Love You San Diego. Earthquakes and fires will probably kill me. But right now it's 70 and sunny. Oh, where else would I go? Close to perfect as I know. That's why I love you, San Diego. Woo! making a living. Ah, where else would I go? It's close to perfect as I know. That's why I love you, San Diego. In February, the sun is out and I am sunbathing, and all the weather back east is freezing. I'm from there and it was depressing. Ah, where else would I go? It's close to perfect as I know. That's why I love you, San Diego. Money, taking themselves too seriously. Ah, but where else would I go? It's close to perfect as I know. That's why I love you, San Diego. Ah, where else would I go? It's close to perfect as I know. That's why I love you, San Diego. Okay, that song was called I Love You, San Diego. Hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, then just turn off the podcast.
Something's wrong with you.
Joe, Schwab, how long have you been living here in San Diego? Now, you don't have to get too close to that mic. Actually, you need to be a little further.
Back.
Probably. Yeah, there you go.
Like back here?
This mic, Tom needs to get closer to this
All
one.
right.
Joe needs to get further from that one.
I've been here 1 year less than Tom, so 36 years.
So what year was that?
84, I guess.
That's amazing. And you
Yeah.
guys never even met until a little while ago.
Yeah, through work.
And Joe he's a great drummer. He's been playing drums with me for about 3 or 4 years now. And he's even singing now, which is really great. And the really nice thing about Joe is that he lets me tell him how many how many drums to bring, because I like minimal.
Do you see any drums around? Zero. That's how many drums I play.
I really like minimalist drums. I like bass drums in certain places, and I like a nice brushed snare with my music. And Joe has been very amenable to that. He's even talking about selling his big drum set. Joe.
Yeah, big drum set's done. No, at first when Martin downsized me from a regular drum kit to basically a snare drum, I was a little bit offended, but it forces you to hone in on your technique. And so with the brush snare and doing different things with the brushes, because that's all I had. And then he allowed me to have a cymbal, so that was fun. And I could hit a cymbal. But no, and it's easier to carry around, so I'm happy with the little setup. Yeah.
And you even have a nice little electronic drum, bass drum pad.
I do. We just started with that today, and it works out good. It's like a stomp box.
It sounds really good.
Yeah,
man.
it's a cool piece of gear.
And you're standing now too, right? When you play?
I'm standing, which is a lot better for my posture, and it's fun. I can move around, so I like it.
And all of us did a song, which will be next now, is called Desert Dessert. This song was originally written for guitar, but as most of you know, I've been pretty much focused on the banjo the last few years because I can actually make a living playing the banjo, whereas the guitar, there are so many guitar players, it's harder to make a living. So I changed this song over to Desert Dessert one day thinking, well, what is it going to sound like on the banjo? It actually sounds pretty cool. Maybe not as cool as the guitar, but it still sounds pretty darn cool. And so here it goes. This song is called Desert Dessert.
so blue, I can't see far away into forever. I can't see the infinity. To move slowly through this world on my long journey. On my long journey. A cactus flower is blooming on the side of the road. We drive through this deserted desert.
Okay, there's Desert Dessert. I hope you enjoyed that one. And the last song that we played today is called So Many Problems. This is a song that I've been working on for the last few years with more and more problems going on in the world, especially politically. I have dropped out completely politically. I don't think I've ever actually been political. I've never really believed in the political system to begin with. But it's becoming so divisive, Republican, Democrat. It's gotten more and more to a boil, and I think a lot more people are just giving up on the system. I think you look around, and most people have signs that just say, any functioning adult 2020. Have you seen those signs?
I have seen those.
Yes,
indeed.
I think that sign is the one I've seen the most. I haven't seen, actually, people vote or talking about who they're going to vote for.
There's only two choices.
It's a quandary.
Well, like last election, I voted for Jill Stein.
Not really.
I'll be honest. I voted for Jill Stein. I thought she was the best.
For president?
Yes, I think she was
Who
great.
is she?
Well, she was an independent. I don't remember a whole lot about her now because it's been almost 4 years,
Yeah.
I guess. But I just remember it was like, I always thought Ron Paul was great. The first time I could ever vote, I voted for Ross Perot. I thought he was amazing. He was on his own thing. I always vote for I guess you would call them the renegades or the rogue people who are just doing the right thing, even though they have no chance of winning apparently. But you got to vote for the right person, if you ask me. You can't just vote for the less of two evils.
Well, hopefully people don't check out too much. There's a time for change now, and so people that want to be active in the political system have a chance to really grow in that and make some real meaningful changes in the world. So I'm hoping, especially with our younger people, I have kids in their 20s, and I want them to be involved and active and have their voice be heard. So my time is kind of come and gone, and now it's their young people's turn. So hopefully they'll get it together and especially stop, battling as hard as we are right now, and sit down at the table and talk. Because some real change is needed, and I think now's the time that we can maybe accomplish something meaningful.
Yeah, I'm not suggesting people should drop out from voting and stuff like that. I think
No.
people should definitely still vote, but to take what I'm suggesting is to take all this seriously. Like, oh man, he just said this and he's on the right side, and this guy said this on the left side, and oh my God, it's just like, why? Who can take that seriously anymore? It's like, we just gotta probably write in. I'm probably gonna write you in, Tom, for president this year.
I'll vote.
Oh, God.
I'll vote
I
for
think
him.
you'd make a great president, man. Even though you're moving to Wisconsin.
Well,
Well, it's still a state.
I'll say thank you to that, but you really have some unrealistic expectations.
Dude, I mean, there's
But
a
no,
lot.
yeah, we all have the potential to offer up something really special, and so it just takes courage and throwing yourself down. It's like playing music, same kind of thing. You got to start somewhere, and so after that it becomes reality. So jump in there with both feet, people.
Yeah, Wisconsin is an interesting state, man. There's been a lot of action been going on up there. I've been hearing lately. Apparently, there was a bunch of dairy cows that got out of their pen the other day. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, it's a big deal, man. They got to round those up.
It was utter chaos, apparently, up there in Wisconsin.
Utter chaos.
If I had my drum, I'd do a little.
Ba-dum.
Yeah, that. And by the way, we heard from Joe. We've been hearing very little from Joe. Joe, how have you enjoyed your career so far with the Fast Heart Mart ensemble here?
The truth?
Go ahead and lie as much as you need to, man.
I've enjoyed every minute of it. I love playing with you guys. I've been playing in bands since I was, I don't know, a teenager. And what I've learned over the years is that it really is the people in the band. I mean, you have to be a good musician.
Right.
But after that, it's really about the personalities.
Totally.
And so I think we were really lucky that we had the personalities that we had in the band. Everybody's pretty easygoing and is always on time and responsible, learns their part. I mean, all these things that when you're young starting out is a mess. And we've just gotten rid of all that stuff, and it's just fun. It's like a bunch of professional musicians coming together and playing, and it's a lot of fun. I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
I agree. We keep it pretty light, which is important, I think, when you're playing music with people. Just keep it light, man, and keep it simple, I think, too. I got to tell a joke, though, because one of the aspects of this show, two things happen every show. There's a joke time and there's a garden time, and this week I'm going to combine the two together. This actually, if you're watching this at home or on YouTube or whatever, if you're listening, we're in my side yard where I live. I live in an apartment here in San Diego, and I have about 4 or 5 people. We call it a commune. It's not really, but there's like neighbors living here, and we have a fire pit, and that's where we're at right now. And we got gardening supplies everywhere because everybody's been gardening on the on the commune. And so today I'm gonna combine joke time and garden time together. Why should you not ever tell a secret in the garden?
I don't know, Fast Heart. Why should you never tell a secret in the garden?
Because the potatoes have eyes, the corn has ears, and the beans talk. Beanstalk.
Beanstalk!
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, yuck.
All
Okay,
right.
so we three are the only three that are laughing right now.
I've got a laugh track to take photos.
Good.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do one more song that we did. It is called So Many Problems. I wrote it because I think it's obvious that politicians are not doing much of anything for us anymore, if they ever did. And it is upon all of us now to be responsible, take at least one issue that you want to change in the world, and do your best to change it, people. I think that's the only hope we have. Everybody has to get involved and make this world a better place. We can't rely on some, bozo puppet head politician every 4 years to vote on that. We should still do that. Still vote. I'm not saying that. But we have to all take more responsibility about our world. And so that's what this last song is called. It is called So Many Problems.
place. So many problems, let's all solve them. Everybody come together and find a way. Hey! 'Cause this life is a blessing, and you gotta keep moving. Better enjoy yourself each and every day. There's always something trying to keep us struggling. And if we unify, we can break these chains. So many problems, let's all solve them. Everybody come together and find a way. I know I'm not innocent, I know I'm polluting. Every time I drive this car down a freeway, I keep trying and I keep recycling. Anything to save us from a doomsday. So many problems, let's all solve them. Everybody come together and find a way. We could blame the president and the corrupt government. We could blame a myriad of unpleasant things. But we're all the problem, and we're all the solution. Everybody has a gift and part to play. So many problems, let's all solve them. Everybody come together and find a way.
Okay, so that's the last song of the episode. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. Do you guys want to say anything else? No? Okay, great. And I appreciate everybody listening. Thanks, guys, for coming out and doing
Sure.
this. We are social distancing, just so everybody knows at home.
Yes, we are.
And you can support this podcast by being a patron on Patreon, which is my favorite way, because then you can donate every month. It sets up an automatic payment for you. But you can also just tip through Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, and you can also keep on buying my merchandise off of my website, fastheartmart.com. And I'll see you next week, God willing. Stay safe, stay peaceful, and until then, until I see you next time, please keep listening to Fast Heart Mart on Spotify and all your favorite sites. Peace out, everybody.
Right on.
Cool.